Okay, so you are gonna need to have the packet that was in your math journal. So if you have not picked up your stuff yet, it is a good time to come pick up your stuff because all of the things that you're gonna be doing in your math journal are going to be in this packet. So you're gonna make sure that you wanna have that. You should have something that looks like this. And these 4 boxes, these are things to kind of help get us ready for division with fractions. So today we're going to talk about division of fractions. So you're going to need to have these 2 story problems that are in here. They're on this page. And this all goes on page 76. Some of it on the left and some of it on the right. So these are the 2 story problems that you're going to need. They're the same story problems that I have up here. So you're going to want to make sure you have this packet, which is in your math journal, which should have been picked up from the school. Today we're going to talk about division. So first we're going to talk about division with whole numbers. So I want you to like pause the video and I want you to think about all the things that you know about division. Okay? And when we're dividing whole numbers, what we're doing is we're making groups. So if I divide 12 by 4, what I'm doing is I'm making 4 groups and I want to know how much goes in each group. Right? We're going to do the same sort of thinking when we are dividing whole numbers by fractions. So our first story problem says, Jonathan is making cakes for field day. He has 6 cups of flour and needs 2 cups to make 1 cake. How many cakes can he make? So we're going to use cubes so we can solve these problems. Okay, so we're going to circle any clue numbers. So he has 6 cups. He needs 2 cups. We're going to U, which is underline the question. How many cakes can he make? We're going to B, box any clue words, cups, flour, make, I've heard circle 1. Cake. Can he make is pretty big. We're going to E, eliminate and evaluate, so we can get rid of cakes for field day, he, and I think needs might be an important word. Okay, and then we're going to evaluate. How are we going to solve this problem? Well, I already told you what kind of math we're doing today, so we're most likely going to use division. But what are we dividing? Are we dividing the 2 cups he needs to make 1 cake? Are we dividing 1 cake? Are we dividing 6 cups? Like, there's so much information. So he has 6 cups of flour. He needs 2 cups to make 1 cake. So 1 cake needs how many cups? 2. So what we're going to have to do is take what he has, and we're going to have to divide it by what he needs to figure out how much he can make. So what he has is 6 cups. What he needs for 1 cake is 2 cups. So how many cakes can he make? Well, hopefully we know our multiplication and we know that 3 times 2 equals 6. But what I want us to do is I want us to think about this as cakes. So we're going to draw cups of flour. He has 6 cups of flour. So he has 6 cups of flour. And what we're going to do is we need 2 of them to make 1 cake. So we need 2 of these to make 1 cake. 2 of these to make 1 cake. 2 cups to make 1 cake. And what we're doing is we're thinking how many groups of 2 are in 6? So if you think about my example before, when we have 12 and we're dividing it, what we're doing is we're separating it into groups. Here, in this instance, we are separating it into groups of 2. And so we're going to separate this into 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2. So how many groups of 2 are there in 6? Well, there are 3 of them. And 6 divided by 2 equals how much? 3. So how many cakes can he make? Jonathan can make 3 cakes with his 6 cups of flour. So that's how division works. We should know this because we studied it earlier this year and you've been practicing it for a really long time. Now we're going to talk about what happens when we divide our whole by a fraction. We have a very, very similar story problem. We have Jonathan is making cakes for field day. He has 6 cups of flour and needs half a cup to make 1 cake. How many cakes can he make? So we are going to circle numbers. 1 cake. We are going to U underline. We are going to B box. Means cake. We're going to E, eliminate and evaluate. And so I want us to think. What are we splitting up? Are we splitting up 1 cake? Are we splitting up cups? Are we splitting up half a cups? Are we splitting up 6 cups? Like, what are we doing? What we're doing is he has 6 cups. So that's what we have. When we're dividing, we're always dividing things that we have or want or need by how many groups we need it to be in or how many measurements we need it. So he's going to have 6 whole cups. And we're going to divide it by a half a cup because that's how much flour it takes for him to make 1 cake. He's making little baby cakes this time. So we want to think, how many 1 cup, this is where we're doing. We're thinking how many half cups are in 6. So we are going to model 6 cakes. Or 6 cups and figure out how many cakes we can make. So we have 6 cups of flour. Well, we want to know how many half cups are in each cup. So what we're going to do is we're going to split each whole cup in half. Now we need to count up how many halves there are. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 half cups in 6 whole cups. So our answer is, how many cakes can Jonathan make? He can make 12 cakes. Well, now that we've solved this and we've modeled it, I want us to start we're always thinking about how would we do this with just the math without modeling it.